And here we are. We are on the final match of the Digimon card game 2021 English World Finals. We've had a lot of games this weekend, but one more to clinch it out. We do have the blue hybrid mirror with Chung versus Daniel. It should be a heck of a match.
Yes, absolutely. Blue Hybrid just showcasing its ability to be so versatile in terms of being able to apply pressure, but kind of playing it slow. And, these two extremely talented pilots here going to showcase us every extreme that can. And, of course, fighting it out for the gold Omnimon prize card. A phenomenal piece to take home. And no matter what happens here, both players should be extremely proud of their results. But there can only be one English world champion. So we'll go ahead and see which one ends up taking the crown after this match.
Let's do it.
And here we have Chungman down here at the bottom in this first game. Players are getting lined up and getting ready to kickstart it. So, Egg, while these players are getting out their first lines play, what do you think is really going to be the make or break here in this mirror match?
It really just kind of depends on who can set up their tamers and just a board. Like there are a couple of differences. I don't think Chungman really plays many, if any, Pokemons. I think that's like one of the big changes for his list. And kind of more opting for kind of those more floodgates, being able to memory choke your opponent, being able to prevent their short devolutions. But obviously, not seeing anything off your Davis and no rookie is a little bit of a slow start compared to what Chungman's going to be seeing.
Yep. I mean, it's a tough. I mean, here, especially with the beta, being able to kind of shut down what blue does extremely well, and that's just going to be able to coast and sit on board. You can play Strabi as well to kind of dig yourself. So a lot more fluid lines here available for Chungman. And we'll just see how then he'll be able to jump back from this. So playing the Strabi, and we are going to be able to hit a tamer and then see if we can find a hybrid alongside that. And
Nope. So there's a Pokemon. So immediately making me a liar, but that's okay.
Maybe just less,
yeah, maybe just less. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Joe and Sora.
Or Joe. Mm-hmm.
Pass on 3 and no great lines here. You could go into a champion and then arguably into Bayo, but that's not awesome. And you do open up the opportunity for a Chungman to be able to memory choke you at this point. So some tight lines here, unfortunately. Nothing too great.
Well, you can. Okay, yeah, because you could also like Digivolve up to your Beowulfmon, and then from there swing in, bounce the Stravimon back, maybe bounce your Davis back, and then
replay your Davis and then dig. I don't mind that play at all. Actually, kind of does double duty in terms of setting back your opponent's tempo a little bit, and additionally just kind of helping you dig a little bit deeper, which is definitely what the deck needs at the moment.
Because like right now, like you're stuck. Like, all right, do I don't know. Like it doesn't feel good.
All right, we're in the tank here.
Yeah, I don't think playing the mat was the right choice right now.
Yeah, but we'll see. Arguably it could provide. Maybe thinking about evolving it here. Yep, and does look like we are going to go into a Kumon.
All right, passing one, and it does have a source, so Sora Joe doesn't do anything, but definitely the slower start of the two.
Mm-hmm. For all the marbles here.
So a couple plays, you can like Hammer Spark on top of the Stravimon. Hammer Spark to Digivolve on top of the Stravimon. You get to swing, you get to draw one, you get a memory. You can remove the source underneath the Kumamon. Oh, just swinging straight up though. So Sword Joe first, getting rid of the mat.
Give us a draw.
And it is a Stravimon, so
you will lose your Strabi, but worth it for a draw. And doesn't help your opponent at any point. Argument to be made to maybe go for the Strabi here again, but at that point, you're just kind of exacerbating the chance of them hitting into a tamer. So
Hmm. Yeah, probably just doing Sword Show and passing again. But yeah, but definitely like this is like this is an untimed match too. So obviously both players a lot of stress. Like this is probably like the largest some Digimon game ever played right now, right? So
yeah, the pressure
a
is
lot on the
on,
line.
and I don't think we can fault any player here for deciding to take every single second they can in terms of figuring out the best line because you don't get a second shot at this. This is it.
No, mm-mm.
So make every opportunity you can, and both players here are going to try and play expertly to try and give themselves the chances to take home the gold.
All right, Digivolving for one, which I believe should stun the Strabimon.
Mm-hmm. Going Robbie
Finding your
here.
first rookie of the game.
Don't hate memory boost either.
Yeah. You could also just like Digivolve for 3 on top of the Strabimon too, which will start gaining memory from swings next turn and bounce the Strabimon back. That's
Right.
I don't know. That's probably what I'd do.
All right. Looks
Yeah.
like that's what we're gonna do. Put our opponent down to 1, and now it's on Chungman to kind of respond here.
Yeah. So far, these Sword Joes haven't really been doing anything.
No, but they could pay dividends later on. I mean, there will be
Mm-hmm.
potentially opportunities soon enough where they'll be able to proc.
All right. There's the Betamon. Again, the draw 1.
Do you just go into the champion in racing? Is that the plan?
You can probably afford to get rid of a Sword Joe. And then you can like remove a source from their hybrid and maybe swing in. I don't know. You got a lot of hammer sparks.
True. We have 3, so a lot of options available.
Yeah, but and now we I mean obviously Chungman doesn't know this, but there is a Betamon in the other hand too, so you kind of gotta use them while you can. I mean, you can just Digivolve on top of the Strabimon too, and I believe that also gets rid of the source.
True.
Chungman is very methodical. He like
Very much
triple
in the
checks
tank.
to make sure. I mean, I don't blame him. There are like tens of plays in hand right now, right? You can, especially with Hammer Spark, you can just decide how greedy you really want to be right now.
Pretty much, yeah. And good timing on his part. Of course, he doesn't know this, but the more Hammer Strike he gets here, the less he loses out on the beta potentially next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy's a pretty good hit here. Another tamer he can go into, which extends his board without him having to commit a full Digimon to it.
Yeah, and your opponent's getting 3 anyways, so not too big of a deal. I don't know if you want to swing at the Strabimon. You know you're probably going to lose it anyways, so he's actually
All right.
swinging.
Pokemon goes and swings. And hitting another one. Okay, so that's just going to trade.
Yeah.
So then what, do we just play Tommy to kind of just set up for next turn?
I think you got to swing at Strabimon. You know it's going.
Strabi's stunned, I think.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's the piece I'm missing. Yeah, okay. That is correct. Then yeah, maybe just play Tommy because you do have 2 tamers in hand, 2 hammer sparks. That's 4 swings.
No, wow,
I would
okay.
just or
Fair. I
3,
mean,
and I believe that stuns their hybrid right back. So
yep. We do have a hybrid in our trait. So won't be able to attack, which is kind of significant. But we do have that Kendo up there, and we do have a pair of Beowulfs also available back in hand. So
yeah, and when you swing with Inheritable, you do get the memory back too, and you could definitely like bounce the Kendo back to hand by going to Beowulfmon and
mm-hmm.
start doing plays. I mean, yeah, you can go to the other one too, but oh, interesting.
All right, so looks like, I mean, very typical of I think what we were going to expect out of this blue mirror. A lot of stunning back and forth.
Yeah, this will also let you get the card draw, so maybe that's what they're really looking for. Right, Pokemon, which doesn't do a lot.
All
But
right.
it does get the stun. You can Digivolve on top for Baomon for 1, pass just 1 back over, and can go from there.
Yep. Kendo in a good position here, surviving the first swing. And Kendo is one of those cards where the more turns you get to swing with it over and over again, the more value you're going to get from it.
Yeah, and again, like there are so many good rookies that are being played right now that you just hard cast, and being able to get rid of them on a swing is fantastic. Oh, the Hammer Spark. All right, deciding to probably get rid of them while he had them. He
I
knows
mean,
that Betamon's
Betamon
going to
is
be.
coming up, so might as well utilize them.
Oh, and you don't have a tamer in your source. That's right. So it is a full.
A full 3, yeah.
Yeah.
So potentially trying into another hammer. So now, um, technically 5 available here, but not too many plays we can make with it here for Chungman.
Yeah, especially without a Beowulfmon to go into the Zulongmon too. Like a Zulongmon can do a lot, but not with this current board.
Or in the tank.
We are in the tank. I mean, you can get rid of all the sources on the board if you want to. You can Digivolve into the Kumamon on top of the Betamon. You get to swing in, tap Sorjo to remove the 2 from the Kendo after Kumamon takes the 1 off Beowulfmon. But then what?
Yeah.
Tommy also can just be hard cast, get rid of the 2 under Kendo.
Yeah, this Davis, though, is putting in a ton of work at the moment. The fact that just
Mm-hmm.
every single turn Vincent is able to start with a fresh 3 no matter what, versus him being able to memory choke out Chungman at the moment definitely puts him in a tough.
So bringing up the Betamon. I mean, you can Hammer Spark again, Tommy, and then something. You could even Betamon on top of your, or not Betamon. You can Digivolve your hybrid over your hybrid.
True. That is very true. You can't go from one Kori Kakumon into another one.
All right, so taking the swing, getting rid of the sources under probably at the Kendo, which will also let you get a card draw. Ooh, Davis is good.
And then the hit here is Drabi.
It does delete.
Which I like. I like the play here. I like applying pressure. You know, you're kind of behind on terms of board presence, so you just want to put your opponent in an uncomfortable position where they won't feel like they can hyperextend because they have this, you know, the security to kind of lean on. Only being
Mm-hmm.
at 2 does mean that like there are lines here where you can threaten like hammers. Like here's the thing, you have Davis now.
Yeah, so
I would like
double Hammer
I would
Spark into Davis.
yeah,
Yeah,
I would hammer spark Tommy into Davis, right?
yeah,
And then you just kind of threaten lethal going into your next turn.
yeah. There's a Tommy, gets rid of the 1. Oh, other way around. Yeah, there we go. And
And then you can like spark in Davis.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is another decision point too. Like, how much is that 1 memory mean to you? Because 2 Hammer Sparks means 1 more, cost for a hybrid Digivolve, right?
Yeah, but every turn is an opportunity for them to go into a beta and then locking you out of your hammer sparks anyways.
Fair. So it looks like they're going to do the stun option instead. So we don't know what they're stunning outright, but I'm guessing the Beowulf one because that's gonna
I
have a.
guess. I mean, here's the thing. Technically still threatening lethal.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like doing it this way, you are so much more vulnerable to your opponent, like answering and dealing with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but unbeknownst, there's no stun. I mean, you can Beowulf Mon on top of Kendo, so if that was the card they chose, uh, there's that Howling Memory Boost in hand as well, so you can do that.
Yeah. I mean, granted, as casters here, we do have the opportunity of having perfect information in terms of both
Oh,
opponents'
for
hands.
sure.
So that does
For
skew our
sure.
plays here as well. But yeah, here this just a little bit more of a frail line here, unfortunately. Especially considering that he's still vulnerable to memory choke at this point, depending on
Mm-hmm.
how the cards play out.
Bokumon can be played, and you can start doing some memory stuff. But I think you need to keep that Davis. That Davis has been your best friend. Okay, so they did stun the Kendo. Going into another Davis. Oh, you got your own best friend right there.
Oh, okay, never. Well, I mean, yeah, if you hit security like that, then who needs to actually play the Davis?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're in a position. Now we're in a pretty fine position here, and ooh, okay, we do end up hitting some Digimon as well, going into
Yep,
our
getting
own
the
Beowulf.
Beowulf for sure. So now, yeah, if I'm Vincent, I'm like, okay, well, great. Now I have to stun both of these hybrids or get rid of them, or my opponent has potential lethal.
You don't really have a way to do that, right? You can
Uh,
Tommy. Then
if
no,
Kendo is yeah, then you
there's no.
don't
Yeah, you can
really.
stun one with Howling, but that's pretty much it at the moment. So like,
You'd have to Bokomon. You'd have to find a level 4 hybrid, and then go on top of Davis. Use the Beowulfmon to pop one, and I don't know.
yeah,
I think you have enough memory to do that too, but you have to pop the Howling, and you have to get rid of your Davis.
yep.
And Pokemon has to find something good.
Okay,
Yeah, so here it is. Yeah.
here we go to the Boko top 5. Try and find ourselves some hybrids.
All right. Well, there's a hybrid. There's a good hybrid, but it costs 3.
Okay, there it
Oh, and
is.
there we go. Yeah, that's the one. That's probably getting the Kumamon, and yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. A little bit of cleanup. And move on towards going. Yep. Almost like egg. Always knows the perfect line.
No way. I know a line, and sometimes it's right. It's like,
uh,
I have perfect knowledge, and I'm still like just teetering along, like sometimes getting it right.
All right, so here we go, popping the memory boost, getting us back up to 2, and then going into the Beowulf, able to then swing, get a bounce off on one of the hybrids, and then going into another memory boost, more than likely to stun the other one and preventing Chung Man here from having a lethal. So finding the line, and both decks here very much in a position to try and threaten lethal. To be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and assuming that, I mean, we've seen most Hammer Sparks, so those are probably not in there. An Ice Wall could be in there too. That would just almost spell doom like immediately. All right. No. Oh, that is a
That is
trade, which is a
unfortunate
little
though.
unfortunate.
Yeah, Bayo into Bayo. Chung Man has seen. I mean, Vincent doesn't know that, but we know that Chung has
Mhm.
seen every single Hammer Spark. So it really is just
Yeah.
Ice Wall there that could make or break the difference in terms of this one memory play.
Yeah, but just with that, you are. I mean, you have 5 memory right now, right?
Yeah,
I. It's going to be a heck of a climb to get into anything.
they'll have 2 memory sparks of Hammer Sparks available, so we can go up to 7 if need be as well.
I mean, you can go into a Zulongmon swing for 2 and then maybe have enough memory to do another hybrid, but that's asking for a lot.
We're gonna start with a beta, draw, and then see.
Like, yeah, it doesn't make it much better. Like, you have to maybe like find Ice Wall. Like, that's like the other like secret win condition is just hit Ice Wall, and then you're fine. I don't know. You've gone through about half your deck so far.
We're in the tank.
We are in the the aquarium tank with all this blue. Like, and I don't think Chungman runs as much stun. Like, obviously you can. Okay, it's fun play. You can just like triple hybrid on top of your one and just like stun the board. You can like do like a double hybrid, but
I mean, yeah. Sure.
yeah. You could go on top of your Davis with a Kumamon and then go into Beowulf, get Kumamon back to hand, pop either Kendo or Boko, play another Davis to end the turn so you still have your 4.
I don't hate
I
it.
don't know. I think there's enough plays to definitely warrant the big think.
Yeah, there's just lots of lines available at the moment. You're both in very precarious situations. Um, you're not in a position to win anymore, but at the same time, like you're kind of hedging your bets towards your opponent not being able to. You know, as Chung, that there are no hammer sparks in security. So if
Yeah.
at any point in time Vincent decides to commit to just kind of closing out the game, that more than likely than not, that is what's going to happen unless you hit an ice wall. So and even then, Vincent can kind of play around it by popping the memory boost. So we'll have to see what this Boko ends up getting a Chunk to make his life a little bit easier here.
So deciding to go with the Pokemon. There's the ice wall.
There's the ice wall, so we're not going to hit that anytime soon.
Found a Strabi and a Howling. Oh, two cards you desperately would have wanted to not go to the bottom of your deck. All right. Back to thinking.
Yep. I mean, there's an argument to be made to like put your opponent to 1, but is that impactful enough?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely like you. Last turn was good for Vincent, but you have to give it your Davis to do it, right? So
yeah, I mean, I don't hate you just Hammer Spark, play your hybrid, stun 1, Hammer Spark, hybrid, stun the other one. I think that's a fine line. If you really wanted to, you could evolve your Korikaku into another Korikaku. And no, you wouldn't have the tamer, so it wouldn't have the same effect here.
All right, Kumamon for essentially free.
Okay.
All right, for 1.
Korikaku.
Probably stunning the Kendo.
Right.
I mean, there's even like a warrant to say, you know what, let's just Beowulf for 1, swing over your Beowulf to trade, and then
bounce the Boko?
Yeah, bounce the Boko back to hand, and maybe just play like a Tommy Tamer. Yeah, let's do it. All right, no fear.
All right. Okay. Korikaku into a Korikaku, and now we're stunning pretty much the entire relevant part of the board.
Yeah.
Locking down Vincent to 2 swings here.
And you can Hammer Spark right now, go into your Beowulfmon, probably put Boko back into hand, and by swinging, so you bring your opponent down to 1, and then maybe just playing a Tommy and passing.
Yeah, double
Yep,
hammer.
there's the hammer spark.
See if he goes for the additional one to maybe go into Syakomon or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think his opponent has too few security to really warrant that anymore, but maybe.
Okay. Now going into Bayo. I mean, I guess we could swing with Bayo.
Yeah, I think that's the idea. You put
And then you
Pokemon back
bounce
in hand.
Boko. Yeah.
Hammer Spark number 2, baby.
Okay.
So I think that's all 4 Hammer Sparks.
We have seen them all.
Yeah, so I think that's fine because like if there is another Hammer Spark in Vincent's security, then they're only passing one, which you want anyways.
Yep. We do have the swing into the Bayo here. We will bounce the Korikaku
Boko
back
to
to
hand.
hand. Boko goes back to hand. Security check. Ooh.
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 All right.
That's
That is the
tough.
worst.
That is tough. What do you do? Play Strabi, play a Tamer.
I don't know. So your opponent's gonna have 3 then 5 memory. Your Betamon's just chilling. Is like, well, just give me one more turn. I can stop the Howling Memory Boost, but I think it's gonna get there.
Yeah. Still not threatening lethal though. So
No,
it's fine.
because 2 of them are stunned. You'll have 2 swings with like a Strabimon and the Sorajo, but then you're 1 off.
Yeah, I think you just play like Syakomon, make it just tough
Mm-hmm.
for him to be able to evolve for cheap, and then
Mm-hmm.
just hope for the best. And like you don't even need to
Yeah.
hope for the best. You'll probably see another turn. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Pass the 2, then 4. Sorajo.
With a potential 6 if they pop the memory boost.
And you just kind of hope they don't see. I mean, Ice Wall only does so much right now, right? Even if he had it.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, there's not a lot. I mean, you can't even like Tommy has a stun, but you can't play him and Digivolve and swing with him
Mm-hmm.
all in the same turn right now. Susanumon's in hand, but that doesn't really do anything either. Like you can do it for like for 7, and you can go down to you can go up to 6 right now into it, but
Yep.
yeah. Right, Kuma for the draw. All right, Hammer Spark.
does do stuff.
Getting the source removal draw from the egg as well. And I really think it's just best chances of finding the ice wall. You've got another draw off the Digivolve, but you don't have many left.
No, yeah, you have
I think just one more draw off the Kumamon on top of the Strabimon.
yeah, and that's pretty much it. Because that is effectively your only out here.
Mm-hmm. Of having Ice Wall and then hitting a Hammer Spark and Security.
Yeah.
But like Hammer Spark and Security doesn't get around the Betamon either.
Nor gets around the fact that Chungman's going to be at 3 here regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And no, not drawing into it. So more likely than not, spelling the end of game one here. We'll have to see it play through, but Chungman in a very comfortable position to be able to clean up house here.
See, memory
Oh,
boost. All right, very, very good spot now.
yeah, because now you just popped the memory boost and there's nothing happening here. So Vincent valiantly getting him down, Chungman down to 0 security, but unfortunately not being
Hmm.
able to extend any further to be able to get that to a point where this will threaten for game.
And that's just like the dangers of these decks. It's just so like it's so back and forth, and like it lives and dies on like this one security so many times.
Yep, and here we see just going to set up our plays, bring
Yeah.
up the beta just because it's the right thing to do, and then we can just
Hmm.
swing to our heart's content into that security and close out the game. Security check.
And what is it?
Whoa,
Oh, almost missed a difference, but not quite.
almost gets there. Absolute, almost doing what Absolute does.
And Pokemon gets the W.
Yep. So very strong game one here. Chungman taking it over Daniel. 1-0. And this is, of course, for all the marbles. So putting in a good foot forward. And now Daniel is on the back foot
Hmm.
with very little room left. One bad game from here on out will spell the difference between being the world runner up and the
Hmm.
world champion.
Yeah, and Chungman just needs one more win out of two to become that winner.
Yep. I think, and both players here being making exemplary lines of play, right? Like just showcasing just their deck's ability to just stun and lock out tempo and try and put your opponent in a position where hopefully they can't deal with you. And we've seen
Hmm.
some exemplary lines like going from one Kori Kakumon into another Kori Kakumon to just lock out the board and effectively causing the play that allowed Changman to be able to seal the deal. And I mean, I just excited to see how game two will represent that gameplay even further.
Yeah, for sure. And neither player was able to see their ice wall. That can like make or break a lot of these matchups too.
Mhm.
Thank goodness it's down to one. I can't imagine like that game probably took like an extra 15, 20 minutes. Uh if ice was at four. It is crazy how much that can stall a game like this.
Yeah, absolutely game changing. There's a very good reason that is now down to one. I mean, and we saw that at
Hmm.
Nats, right? I mean, the card effectively decided the state of so many games here, and uh,
Yeah.
very much pulling that back does open up the game to have more situations and where we're leaning more on our Digimons and kind of board presence to be able to dictate whether we are going to see or not see another turn.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we are getting set up right now for game two. We are. So Chungman is going first,
Yep.
and he has a somewhat decent hand. Something to say about maybe playing Stravimon to maybe look for a tamer. But yeah, nothing. I don't know. No tamer so far. That kind of stinks a little bit. But looking over at his
Daniel.
hand too, no tamers in hand either. You can, he will be able to have the memory to play the Strabi and potentially find one, but we'll see what the plays are.
Yep. As we've seen time and time again in this format, you really do want to go second to just kind of set up your board better. We do have some Strabi lines here, so nothing great. You do want to find a tamer, so hopefully this is
Hmm.
what this Strabi will let us to do. But one thing very notable of Vincent's deck is just the availability of the Suzanomon means that at any point in the game, you can actually have a much more explosive turn than your opponent is expecting. A lot of these
Yeah.
hybrids, we're counting tamers for one, right? You find a tamer, and your opponent has the ability to digivolve over that tamer. It's going to represent one potential damage. Suzanomon just completely changes that math, where it's like, no, actually, I'm going to represent three security checks, and that could very much dictate if your opponent's not ready for it, just completely
Hmm.
taking the game.
Yeah, and so was able to find, get the rare double hit on the top three of a tamer and a hybrid. You get Tommy, which is not great right here. It is a tamer. It will maybe start some plays if you want it to, but there's obviously a something that's be said. Oh, okay, going for the hammer spark, maybe doing the
Interesting.
Gumon on top.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, yeah.
you're passing one. Those swings mean an extra memory you get next turn anyway, so it's kind of like saving that memory.
Hmm.
And yeah, fine.
Yeah, I'm not against it whatsoever.
And Chungman's definitely not seeing what they need to see right now.
Yeah, definitely not in a fantastic position. Like you could kind of do setup. Um, could get a draw for a Nupamon, might be able to draw you out of your rut. But of course, you always threaten the possibility of them drawing into a tamer.
Yeah, hitting a tamer here would be massive.
Yeah. So let's see what happens here. We're
And the
gonna get
card
the
draw.
draw. Okay, we found our own Davis though, so that's not too bad either. Will die to the
Ooh.
Beowulfmon.
Yeah, especially like in these mirrors, like it's a pretty. I'd say it's you have a better than 50% chance that it would survive a swing like that. So it's a
Yep.
little unfortunate it got hit by there.
Nevertheless, here Davis is going to do a lot of work here, being the first tamer out. Also just probably one of the stronger ones in terms of just guaranteeing that you can't do what blue does best and kind of memory choke your opponent out of the game.
Yeah, I would say like it's crazy that two of the identities that blue has, and probably one of the reasons it's very consistent, set after set, is that identifies as a color that draws cards and gains memory. And so normally, you get one or the other, right? And if you gain memory, it's because you have to disc a lot of cards from hand, and you have like a low hand count. But to be able to recur that with the card draw means that it does very well.
Yep, 100% does represent itself extremely well. So here the Strabi dying to the beta insecurity.
Right? Playing the Pokemon. Top five.
We do
Ooh,
hit,
Zorjo.
do hit a tamer, and do hit some hybrids. Oh,
Ooh,
all
and
right.
an
Well,
Ice Wall bottom deck. All right.
Ice Wall is doomed to more likely than not be not seen the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And now yeah, okay.
Yeah, Zonomon's already in hand, so it's not like we need that.
And just straight up putting Ice Wall on the bottom. Don't need you. Feel confident. So you can swing with Kumamon right now. You get an extra memory for doing so. I mean, your opponent's getting 3 anyway, so yeah, I think that's fine. Keeping it there.
And go into the beta here. Get our draw.
Getting another tamer, that's nice, especially with the Pokemon already set up. I think Sworjo into Howling Memory Boost is
Yeah, I was
probably.
I was thinking the exact same line. Just do more setup. It's the best thing you got going for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll just have a really explosive next turn, especially if you can't get rid of the Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and maybe you stun the Pokemon instead of the Kumamon because they probably won't swing with the Kuma, and it just guarantees you get that extra memory Sworjo.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Heck, you can even, if you're feeling super greedy, you can like double Hammer Spark and just set them into 1.
I don't necessarily think that's that bad of a play, right? Because like both decks represent Betamons at one point, right? So you're
Yeah.
always at the threat of not being able to use those Hammer Sparks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and since like you have like double Howling Memory Boost, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
But he is thinking of every combination.
Yeah. The trigonometry's floating in the air right now.
Yeah. Obviously, okay. Yeah, there we go. Zorjo. Yep.
Yep.
And I think he's going to be greedy with the Hammer Sparks.
Yep. There's one Hammer Spark going up to 1. Is he going to play the second? No.
No.
All
Okay.
right. Gonna
Mid
save 1.
greed.
Yeah. Just taking the middle ground. So we are gonna get rid of the sources on the Kumamon, and then it is stunned for the turn, so won't be able to attack. Though it isn't guaranteed that the Joe and Sora is gonna be able to practice turn because the Pokemon can swing and you can evolve on top of the Kumamon. So it's not a
Yeah,
guarantee here.
well, you can you can get rid of the sources on one and then choose something else, I believe. So it could be the Pokemon that's done right now.
True, that is true.
Yeah, it looks like it is the Pokemon that's stunned.
All
So
right,
swinging with Kumamon.
it'll
Oh,
live.
it lives.
Pretty
Nice.
good, pretty good.
And here's the thing that's with Vincent's hand. He's got a lot of interactable cards,
Mm-hmm.
but Chungman has a very uninteractable board right now. So you're a little bit dissuaded from playing the cheap cards that you could potentially play later to interact with. All right, yeah, again the beta.
Yep. So here comes out the beta. So I mean, the half measure helps. We used the A
Hmm.
hammer spark, so at least there's that. Presumably once he goes for it, but
Yeah, and
this will be
we
3.
see it in raising right now too. So I wonder if there was a call to actually just hard cast that Betamon instead.
There's an argument to be made because he can pop the. I mean, I don't know if he's got that much to do with his memory, but
Hmm.
between the howling boost, I mean, you're already set to 7, so there are lots
Yeah,
of lines available.
yeah. I guess there's not much of a difference between 5 and 7 right now. So
Not really. You're only threatening 3 swings.
now on the flip side is Chungman has a lot of memory and not a lot to do with it.
Pretty much. I mean, you have a couple of hybrid plays here. You can kind of like hard play a rookie. You have a Beowulf line, and maybe those draw you into something.
Yeah, because you can Kumamon into Beowulf, and you get 2 draws, and you be able to potentially swing. But you also don't really have any way to kind of stun your opponent because there's potential for a lot of damage this next turn.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Are in the tank.
We are in the tank. We're in the think tank. We are becoming the think tank.
to to understand the think tank, you must be one with the think tank.
I'd really like to see um, uh, Chungman if there was a way for like to have like a time limit on turns kind of thing. How would he react with that? Because he takes his sweet time sometimes, which understandable because once again there are a lot of plays that could be played right now. But
Kind of like a
if
chess
put
clock situation.
yeah exactly if he was put on a timer, uh, if how much that would affect his consistency.
I mean, some players, excel with having more time. There's no doubt about that, right?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I notably that would change definitely the pace of the game in terms of just giving players the opportunity to have to tighten up their speed of play and obviously their skill in
Hmm.
being able to make your plays quicker, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
time management is one of the biggest things we can count on when we're talking about tournament play. So,
Yeah.
it would definitely change a couple of things for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also like mind games, right? If you see your opponent taking like no time to think, it's just like when I say like, oh man, they are locked in, they know their plays, they've already calculated how they're going to kill me in 2 turns. Like, what do I do? Like, it is
Hmm.
very intimidating.
A lot of intimidation. So going into the Beowulf here, I mean, you have a line where you can like bounce the Boko, hit the Kuma. Not perfect, but you are currently being threatened by lethal on board at the moment, so you definitely need to do something. Unfortunately, the
Yeah,
draws here haven't been great
just 2 more rookies. I mean, you'll play them, but actually, do you even play them? Because you get just more memory for
for the draw. Yeah,
yeah, and I don't think there's any draw left either. That's I don't know, that's stinky.
yeah, it's just a really tough spot. Like it, yeah. I think you just swing, you deal with the board, and then maybe you. There's a beta coming though. I was about to say you could howling, but that doesn't do much either. Um,
I think there was a line where instead you digivolve on top of
and
Davis.
then you replay the Davis afterwards.
Yeah, because you'd have the Howling Memory Boost to get you back to 4, and then you
Yeah,
can play it.
yeah, I like that play.
Now, yeah, probably swinging one where he's swinging and what he's popping.
Yep. Oh, okay. So going into security, interesting. So wanting the tempo here. Ooh, okay. Howling is fine.
That's dangerous.
You've got the beta. And currently new Beowulfmon on board over on Vincent's side to get rid of it.
Hmm. And that Pokemon's not stunned, right?
Don't believe so.
Yeah, so like maybe you'll Howling Memory Boost to stun. I don't know. Like that doesn't do that much either.
Well, I mean, technically Lethal's still on board. So
Yeah.
Chungman's definitely still gonna have to do something about that. Oh,
Yeah, I guess, yeah, probably just Howling Memory Boost. Your opponent will still go up to 3, then potentially 5. Can probably also maybe Hammer Spark. Wow. All right.
interesting. Okay, so what's the line here then?
Mm, I guess just Kuma. I mean, you can still Kuma into Beowulfmon, and you can return the Davis, and you can still do all that.
True. No. Okay.
Oh, really? Man, that's crazy. Can we actually let me like triple check. You can do that Beowulf play. Let me make sure I'm not giving false information.
Yeah, there's no reason you couldn't. Oh, well, it has to have hybrid in its trade back to your hand.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Hmm?
Like there has to be something I'm missing. Has to be.
All right.
All right.
So Syakomon into another howling. Stunning the Boko. So now dealing with lethal on board now. So only 3
Mm-hmm.
well, I mean, technically, and this is where Suzanumon's so incredibly good. You actually may have a line where you can threaten lethal right here, right now.
Yeah, but Betamon prevents that because you can't pop the Howling.
True.
Get in memory.
Because you
But
need
if that,
the 6, right? I think.
yeah,
Yeah. So very close
but
to.
yes, for sure. Like both, and this is just kind of like the back and forth. Like you live or die on one security so often in this matchup because both have just such explosive turns and going off. And again, both sides have moderately good security. Like tamers are fine. Hammer sparks, ice walls. There are a lot of like non misses that can be in that security too.
Yep, 100%. A lot of very impactful cards here. So a lot of throughput, a lot of time. I mean, the mirror matches are always this way, right? Like it's
Hmm.
you're in a position where it's just, I know every out of the deck that you have, every out in the deck I have, and it's just how do I best mitigate those in this kind of game plan?
Yeah. Yeah, man, yeah, I don't know. Like, what can you do right here? You can still Susanoo, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to probably stun something, which you can do. Like, you can just hard cast the Tommy, and then Digivolve into it in the same turn. You won't get the swing, but you can still get the stun.
Yeah,
Okay,
does look like we're gonna go for the Tommy here.
and it looks like a little fast with that too, not getting the the removal of
Going into
sources.
the Korikaku.
Yeah. So yeah, probably stunning to the probably Betamon's the only thing that can swing this turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There are like no stun cards in hand.
Yeah, not a singular one, so let's see what happens.
Okay, you can Davis into your own Beowulf and like bounce something back, but you could bounce the Betamon back and then you can use your Howlings.
Um, yeah,
So
that's probably the line, right? You can go that.
you can do Davis into Kumamon, get rid of the source, get rid of the Tommy. Then you go into Beowulf, swing, get rid of the Betamon.
But then double howling to achieve what?
Uh, yeah,
I mean, draw
yeah,
into something that lets you live. I guess
yeah,
is the biggest answer
yeah.
there.
You get 2 more draws too, like, and then 4 memory to do something with it. I mean, you can get like a Tommy, and then you can go into your own hybrid and stun it.
Yeah, it's probably the best line. Just kind of go into those, get the best draws. I mean, hope that when you swing with Beowulf, that you don't end up hitting um a hammer
Something
spark.
impactful too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. I mean, it's like the only other play I can think of is like, yeah, you can go Kumamon and then Digivolve on top of it with the other level 4 hybrid and get a stun with that, but that won't. Then you won't be able to go into Beowulf in the same turn. So
Mm-hmm. Friends tank here. I mean, it is very tight in terms of like what lines you can consider.
yeah.
All right, and we do have a warning coming from the judges here. Apparently there was a Tommy trigger that was missed. However, it doesn't affect gameplay because Tommy can just choose a Digimon that does not currently have a source as its target.
Mm-hmm.
So it does
Mm-hmm.
sound like we're issuing a warning to Vincent and going to just get through that and then resume a play very shortly here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it is a mandatory trigger, so it's not like something you can miss. I don't think it's something that affects this particular board a lot, but obviously not an excuse in the same way. So
Yep.
uh,
So it does look like we're going to go into Kumamon.
getting
Uh,
that Tommy is kind of impactful.
does make the difference. We're going to get our draw here. So let's see if we draw into anything big.
Yeah, you removed a source, so yeah, you get another draw. Nothing great.
No. So now Bayo. Yep.
Yeah, for 1. Try to.
Whoa.
Ooh, all right.
Whoa. Okay,
Nah,
wait. Does a Zulong do anything here?
it does if that Betamon was gone. That would be insane. Because it could get 3 checks and then Betamon would be able to swing in, but you don't have enough memory to do it right now.
Well, I mean, you still get the on Digivolve effect, right? So, like, you could swing with Bayo, get the bounce, then you could Digivolve into a Zulong, get the memory
Mm-hmm.
back.
You only get 2 back. It's a Digivolve for 5.
Yeah, so you'd still go to 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you memory boost back to 4, spend 5, gain 2, go to 1. Um, and it'd be for security attack plus for
Yeah, but it
each.
doesn't restand either, though, right? Because the other
So yeah,
Beowulf.
you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
get the swing. That is true. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So if that's okay, not a hammer spark, so you're fine. From there,
I
what
mean,
are
are
we
we
doing?
just? I mean, we can stun one. Yeah. So if you stun one, you're actually yeah. So we can go. Never mind. Yeah. So as much as I like me fantasizing some magical Zulong play, we can't just go into a Kori Kakuman here, and just stun cards and then put ourselves in a position to win next turn.
Yeah, so I think popping both memory boosts, putting yourself to 4, playing the Tommy, and then digivolving for 2, get the stun, get another boy out, and go from there.
So a lot of pressure here from both players.
Mm-hmm.
This is the finals. Dan is up one, so Chungman does need to close out this game to force a game 3 and potentially still have a shot at making it out away with a golden Omnimon.
Yeah, I don't know. What would the other play be right now? Like what is your yeah. Okay, yeah. Pop in 1, 1 or 2.
Presumably uh go into a Kumamon, you can go into a Korikaku.
I wonder if he's thinking if he should swing with the Betamon.
Maybe? I don't know. I feel like you keep it. I feel like it's too important at the moment, just chilling on board.
Yeah.
You lock your opponent out of memory boost without like they have to make like awkward lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, whereas I don't know if Chungman at the moment knows that Vincent runs Susanoo, but like you kind of lock him out of a clean Susanoo play if he can't get to 6 also. So
Yeah. I'm guessing he won't swing. He'll probably just do Tommy and then stun the Kendo.
yeah. So there's that Tommy, and then the Korikakumon, presumably to stun the other Korikaku, and then
Yeah.
pass turnover. Gonna get a solid 5 here for Vincent.
Yeah. So not like the only thing that is missing is like a single more tamer. Like you, and it's once again, it's just so close back and forth. If they're able to find a Beowulfmon, which they just did.
Yep.
All right. That will give them some gas. We'll see what they decided to stun. My guess is probably the level 4 hybrid, but maybe it was the Pokemon. Either way, you have ways to go into. I mean, you have a lot of stun potential too. You have
Yep.
2 more of those
Yeah.
in hand too.
2 Kurikakus. You have the Bayo to bounce.
Mm-hmm.
So very much in a position here where both players can still stun each other out for a bit. Um, that said, though, here we do have Vincent in a much more comfortable position where if he gets rid of the beta, he's got way more lines of play here available to him than Chungman does on the crackback. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so probably what? Probably Digivolve Sora Joe into Kumamon. Get rid of, I guess, the Tommy source. Then you have to pay 3 to Digivolve, which kind of, oh, well, you don't have memory for it.
mm-hmm.
You don't, because you have the other rookie out to
Yeah,
prevent the
the
rejection.
Syakomon here just preventing the clean Beowulf play.
Dang. All right.
And
So maybe
presumably the Korikaku got stunned as well, so you can't just go into the Bayo right there.
yeah. Dang.
That's a tight spot.
Uh well, No. Wait, you have 5 memory. You're fine. You can do 2 and 3, but it
Yeah,
is
that's still available. Yeah, like it's just not
yeah,
super efficient, but it's that is a line you still have.
yeah.
It's a shame that you won't get the refresh from the Boko nor the cheapening effect from the Beowulf.
Mm-hmm. And if you do that play and you swing in, like I think there's a good chance to say, what, let's just swing into their Beowulf, get one more swing left
Mm-hmm.
on the board, stun. The good thing about Chun's board on his side is we know exactly how much damage he can do, right?
Yep.
Assuming like Azulong doesn't come down. So there's 6 swings and 3 damage needs to get hit for lethal. All right. Oh,
Okay. Wow. Huh. But you're still one short, right?
maybe he's taking that back. 1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4,
He's got
5,
4.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think he has exactly 10.
But is this not a 6 Evo or is it a 5 Evo?
1.
It
It's
is 7. Wait.
7. So you pass 2 back. You probably pop a Beowulfmon, and then
I don't.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't understand this line. This definitely wasn't the line, right? Like I'm not just. There were like 3, 4 lines that allowed him to live, weren't there?
Mm-hmm.
You
Maybe
bounced. You
he
bounced
thought
the.
the Bokomon would get the memory back, but you don't because of
y-
the Betamon.
Yeah. Like you bounce the beta that gets rid of 1 attacker, and then you double stun. You get rid of 2 more attackers.
Wait, so if you bounce it, can you layer it so you get the 2 memory back off Bokomon afterwards? I think you do actually.
Oh.
You do. Okay, there
Okay,
we go. That's
okay,
the
there
missing
you go.
piece. Okay.
There, that brings it together. Okay, and this is that potential. Right now, you get the double mirror boost. Okay, there you go. And
Yeah.
this is
Okay.
why he is on the world stage, and we're here commentating here, clutching it in with this amazing Susanoo play, and now threatening lethal here to potentially close out the game.
Yeah, this does 3 checks, assuming it doesn't hit another Susanomon. Betamon's there too to prevent any Hammer Sparks or Ice Wall shenanigans. There is a Tommy, which does nothing, and then Bokomon swings for game. So many Bokomon winners today.
Wow, I mean, an absolutely explosive way to finish up
Mm-hmm.
that game. I mean, wow, I am absolutely blown away here by their abilities to be able to play it out here. And
Yes, for sure.
wow, absolute wonder. I mean, like we were saying before, right? This Zanuman just being able to kind of make that explosive play that Chungman's deck
Mm-hmm.
is unable to. Whereas it messes with the combat math. 1 tamer all of a
Yeah.
sudden doesn't equate to 1 security check when
Yeah.
Suzanuman is part of that equation.
Yeah, like just being able to get so much cycle. Like he had exactly 10 cards to do that too. That is insane. Game away from getting that world championship title. This is the last game of the entire weekend. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I am absolutely blazing ready to go and see what these players have to showcase to us in this 1v1 winner takes all game.
Yes. All right. Well, let's get into the finals of the world championship.
All right, we're jumping into the game here with Daniel over on top still, and Chugman representing the bottom. Lucky for us, not too many switches of perspective here in this finals.
And looks like Chungman is going second, which is the choice. Once again, we're in a weird format that kind of has switched from wanting to go first to wanting to go second. That extra draw and that extra memory to make your plays really makes a difference.
Yep, I really do love the fact that Digimon is that kind of game though that can evolve and depending on like haha evolve. But but depending on the cards available to us, you actually see a change where players want to go second, want to go first. It's almost like very unique to this card game in which
Hmm.
strategies can actually be so strong going second that it's something that you want to do.
And okay, so something I'm super excited for in this match, maybe not excited, but we see an opening ice wall in both players' hand. I am hoping to see an ice wall to ice wall. It's flashbacks to February championships.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a huge difference in terms of like players comfortably going for riskier plays, just knowing that they'll have the backup of ice wall to be able to protect them afterwards.
Yeah. All right, looking at that top five, we do see two hybrids. Any tamers though? We haven't seen any tamers. A hammer spark and another tamer. So yeah, no tamers in like the top 10 cards of deck. That is a little unfortunate for Chung Man. Maybe you just play another Pokemon? Why not? Like you
Why
need to
not,
find
right? I
them.
mean, you do need to eventually get there, right? So it's about as good as a play as any as I can see.
And if no Bokos in deck means that there's a good chance that that first security is a tamer as well. So there's another hybrid.
There you
All
go.
right, we find there's Davis, Sora Joe,
Tommy, so
Tommy. All
finding all
right,
three. So the world's your oyster. Feel free to take
yeah,
whatever you want. Um, I'm always partial to Davis personally, but
yeah. He's the good boy. He does help you out. I'm
yeah,
surprised Davis doesn't have any reprints right now. It is such a good tamer and is yet to get any of the reprint tamer stuff.
yep, he's an incredibly collectible tamer at this point in time, just because of how well he slots into these hybrid strategies.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just need like a max rarity one too. Like if I've been playing Davis for over a year now, like I need a bling
You need to
version
bling
of
him
it.
out, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so this swing, oh yeah, this does a whole lot.
All right, going into yes, no,
Oh,
yes,
oh,
oh. All right, going into the Beowulf.
yeah, yeah, okay. Oh yeah, it's for full cost, yeah, because there's no
Yep.
tamer. I I am certainly glad that I am not playing in front of 100 players right now who are all typing in chat. You can't do that. It's cost 3. Like I would get caught by that every time. This autopilot. It costs 1. It's just ability. It's
Of
what it
course,
does. And
it's what it is. Um, and hey, you know what, chat? While we're out here, how about you let the entire world know who you are supporting? This is the last final game in the World Championship. Who is your champion? Who do you want to take it all down? Are you here for Daniel or are you here for Chung Man? Let the world know who you're supporting here in this finals tournament.
yeah, and maybe too quick on the draw, return the card before getting the memory, but it looks like that's the case. No takes backsies in the world
Yep.
finals.
Nope. That is what it is here, and we will hit a Sora.
Oh, that is such a good tamer to hit too.
Yeah, you're kind of forcing, like you're basically saying you can't go into Boko now,
Hmm.
without like being moderately punished for it. You could just go into Tommy, and it's like not
Yeah.
the worst in the world.
Yeah, you definitely can't just play Boko, so probably Tommy's the way. Oh,
Or
oh, just the
I don't know if I agree with this.
yeah, that is.
That is
I mean,
that ice wall could definitely save you versus a very oppressive board state moving in the future, and I don't
mhm,
think this is it. I don't think this is that.
no, I agree with you there.
I mean, sure, you slowed me down a turn. We'll just play a Davis and pass, I guess.
This is a ice wall at 4 play, not an ice wall at 1 play in my mind.
Yeah, or Tommy. I mean, that works too. You like guarantee going into a Sora and Joe, getting your that Sora and Joe boost the turn after.
Yep, and you get a card draw off the inheritable, and it also means that that Beowulf mon won't be popping anything anytime soon. So
Yep, and you're stuck to 2. And now if you do any of your 3 cost plays, you're just kind of setting them back to 3. Yeah, very interesting timing on that ice wall here. We'll see how
Hmm.
it pays. We'll see how it pays out for Chung to be able to kind of hold on to his into maybe more of a critical point in the game.
Yeah, so probably yeah, just swing in. Obviously, no procs,
No reason not to at this point. You just kind of want to get your chip damage in when you can.
and maybe a Tommy, I guess. Maybe a Sorojo because they have Pokemon out. I guess you're giving them at least 3 memory next turn.
No matter what, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very tight spot here. Chungman is
Hmm.
in a much more comfortable position here, and very much is in a place where he can extend his turn quite admirably and um, do things like stun Daniel out of any significant plays next turn.
Yeah. So Sorojo, you're passing 4, which is quite hefty, though. You'll probably get your return in investment sooner than later.
Ooh, another Hammer Spark here.
Yeah, not shy to show up in Chungman's hand this day.
No, no. And here, we can go into a Syakomon in raise, get our card
Yeah.
draw. We can go into a Kuma, into a Bayo. I mean, that doesn't really do all that much for you. You can just go into a Kurikaku and
Hmm.
then from there, just stun the Bayo, swing, apply pressure.
I'd even go into your own Bios to put the card back in hand. Oh, but you know, Chung's definitely a kind of guy who likes to hard play these bodies. And you know what? If you already have one Pokemon out, I mean, maybe you swing with Pokemon first, see if it dies, and then if it doesn't, just play a second one. Why not? And then
Yeah,
just
I
keep
agree.
going.
I mean, might as well keep extending your advantage, right? You could then play a Davis after that. I don't know,
Yep.
just
Oh.
straight into the Boko. So we are committing to at least giving Vincent here 2 memory.
Hmm. And you don't have a lot of level 4 hybrids in hand right now either. So
Mm-hmm.
Strawberry, that's a hit. That's a hit. That's a hit. That's not.
Nope. That's a hit.
And all right, pick a tamer, pick a hybrid.
All right. Bottom deck in the Strabi, the Hammer Spark, and the Sora and Joe. Then the question is, what do you go for here? I do think you still go for the Kori Kakumon here. The stun is
Hmm.
pretty powerful in terms of tempo. I do also think you swing with Boku personally, but like
Yeah.
like you're in a position now where if you give your opponent tamers, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, it extends their plays a little bit, but you're also behind. You're at 3, and you don't have the explosive capabilities that your opponent does. So I like the Hammer Strike here potentially to allow him to go in. No,
Oh,
looks like we're gonna
double hammer spark.
double hammer, go to 3. So you do need to start closing that gap.
Oh,
Oh
triple
wow.
Pokemon.
Okay, right into the next Boko. I mean, I guess you could Ice Wall here, right?
Yeah, but you Digivolve on top of the tamer. You gain 6 memory. That is
Oh,
that is
that
a
is true.
lot.
That is true.
Yeah.
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 Wow. So it's like super free. Um.
All right, and then yeah, probably Tommy. Yep.
So then what? You'd go up to 4 potentially. Yeah. So you could play the Kuma or the Korikaku.
I think you do the Kuma, stun the Beowulf, go to 4 memory, play the Davis, and then maybe the Tommy.
All right. So Korikaku, draw, gain our 4,
Oh,
or
Pokemon
go up
number
to 4.
4. No fear, no fear. Do it.
All right. So the Bayo's now stunned.
Yeah,
I know. Look, here's the thing. I know Chungman likes to attack when he's got certainty, but I
yeah.
really feel like you want to put yourself in a position to start closing this gap.
Yeah. I think swinging with one Pokemon it would not be the end of the world. You got 3 more. And like if you hit like a hammer spark, that just make your plays easier this turn too.
Hmm.
So Yeah, I'd be curious to see what the choice is. Now, again, I guess there's no Pokemon out, but there's that Susanomon in hand that just be a quick game ender if you're not careful.
True. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
so we're going
yeah.
to Sword
Ice
Joe and then
Wall.
Ice Wall. So we're gonna pass over to 3, but there's not too many lines available, and we are threatening like Chuckman likes to do. He is representing lethal on board now, and in one fell swoop.
Yeah. And
And he's
I mean, you
he,
can
he's
Pokemon into Kumamon.
yeah. The one thing I'll give is that he's guaranteed to have 5 on his next turn, right? You have to at least pass that one, and he's gonna have 2
Yep.
procs off of the Sword and Joe. So going into 5, I mean, you are in a healthy position. Your opponent doesn't have Ice Wall.
Yep.
So outside of like a quad Hammer Spark type of situation, you are pretty comfortable to try to go for game here.
Mm-hmm.
If it passes over to you next turn and your board looks somewhat similar to what it currently does.
Yep. Like even Digivolving, you gain 4 memory next turn. You get to draw 3 cards, one for the devolution and 2 for each of the inheritables.
Ooh, Kendo. Okay, I wasn't expecting
All
going
right.
into Kendo here.
It gets rid of a Pokemon potentially, so that's pretty impactful. You can also get rid of the Tommy by tapping the Sword Joe. Gain a memory.
And then you can stun by going into the Korikaku.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that's about as impactful as the plays get here.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's still a lot of swings on board. Right, doing the swing.
Mm-hmm. Getting a draw. Going into
I
a
mean, not for nothing. Like Chungman has less than half of his security left too.
Yep, and that's
We're
what I'm saying
putting.
about like tempo, right? Like just closing that gap, but we know how the man likes to play, and we'll see if it
Mm-hmm.
pays off in what looks to be potentially one of the closing turns. Oof.
Oh man,
Hitting
that is
the Tommy
rough.
here is rough. I mean, providing an additional attacker here.
Mm-hmm. And further guaranteeing Sorajo. Um, and that was an ice wall, so it's now his turn.
Whoo!
So you are at 5. You digivolve to go up 2 more.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Lethal's on board.
Yeah.
Memory available to fight through any amount of Hammer Sparks. Let's see if this is the turn that Chung Man brings it together. He just needs to evolve one more time. All right, officially, we have Lethal on board. We have 5 swings to clear out the security, plus the final swing to be able to take it home. Let's see how Dan's security stacks up here in the face of what could be a very explosive turn going up to 9 memory.
Mm-hmm. Now, imagine if Ice Wall was on this board. This would be totally
This
different, right?
completely different game. Okay.
All right, swing here first, making sure to get the stun. On it doesn't really matter, but on something.
All right. Security check. Striving on.
All right.
Second swing.
Second swing.
Security check. All right.
Oh, Hammer Spark. All right.
We've played around it. So there's one. Third swing. All right. Sora Joe does not impact the
Or
board.
Joe.
We are each echoing closer and closer to it.
Pokemon. Swing number 2. Oh, yeah, making sure.
All right.
It's deleted.
That's
Davis.
it. And
for
the last swing,
Pokemon, the winner of worlds.
Pokemon, the final swing here to close out the last game of the season, letting Chung Man through as the winner of the 2021 Digimon World Championship English Edition.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a weekend. Tons of really, really close games, and Chungman was able to come out on top at the end of it.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, across the board, we've seen some exceptional gameplay, from the blue hybrid mirror that we just saw, where both players played
Yep.
exemplary, forcing a game three situation, which you always love to see on this stage, to Jessmon representing absolutely extraordinary line in terms of how it able to absolutely crush opponents, and of course Lilith Loop representing some phenomenal plays in terms of how powerful the deck was at Nats, and how it can loop
Hmm.
some incredible plays going into this World Championship. So honestly, fantastic gameplay across the board from the entirety of the tournament.
Yeah, and not much left to say. It's been a heck of a weekend, and I really appreciate being here. Shoutouts to all the players this weekend, all the commentators this weekend. There's a big production to get put together, and I'm happy it all worked out and we got here. So thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who watched this and is viewing this too. It was really grateful to have you guys support us and the players too, and Bandai for just putting this all together. This is super great. Having a world championship in its first year too is incredible. There's just a whole much excitement for this game, and I can't wait to see where we're at this time next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if anything, this paved the way for what organized play is going to look for even more in the future, right? Like on a
Hmm.
prizing scale, the amazing prizing that the players get to go home tonight with the bronze, silver, as well as the gold prizing. And if anything, if this doesn't excite you for what the 2022 season has to showcase, then I don't know what will. But this was an exemplary showcase of high level play. And if anything, it just gets me rearing and ready to go for the next season.
For sure. So I think that's going to be all for us this weekend. Again, for all the casters, for all the players, one more. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. And we'll see you all next year.